Alrighty, good evening ladies and gentlemen, this is Harry Muppet. Welcome back to another Starcraft 2 Daily Masters. We've got another awesome game for you here today, and it almost didn't happen. Let me tell you what's going on. I'm going out for a few days for a holiday, and basically I needed to get this game up, and my internet was just crashing all over the place, and logging onto Battle.net, the beta Battle.net launcher, which is supposed to manage all your games, just flat out refuses to work. I mean, the rest of the internet works, that didn't work. I got no idea what's going on, but my internet connection is so bad, I am not surprised. I'm sure there's some firewall craziness going on, but anyway, I got a backup of Starcraft 2 from like 3 months ago. I just basically copied that over, ran that in offline mode, managed to work. So there we go, lots of pain, but finally managed to get this out, and if I hadn't got it out tonight, it may not have gotten up in time, so we would have had our first ever day where we didn't have a Daily Masters, but luckily managed to get it out in time, so managed to get it all working. So anyway, let's introduce the players. So down the bottom right side of the map, there's going to be Polt. He is 25 years old, from South Korea, plays for the CM Storm sponsor, and also sponsored by iBuyPower, apparently, according to this. So he's got sponsors all over the place, and looks like he's going for some pretty fancy, standard stuff here. We'll see if he gets a reactor out on top of that. But Mr. MMA, what is he doing over here? He's got a barracks all the way over in the corner there. I don't know why it's in the corner, but he decided to build it there. Maybe he was hoping that Polt would not see it and assume there was like a proxy barracks or something, just playing a little bit of mind games. But MMA, let's talk about him for a second. He is also 25. Both of these guys are 25. Man, their 25 is actually, it's on the older side, I guess. I'm not going to say these guys are old because they're 25. They're like 4 years younger than I am, but there are a lot of exceptional players who are like 18, 17, stuff like that. So 25 is pretty decent. It's pretty decent. I suppose it's a lot. StarCraft 2 is a lot like tennis, I guess. You got all these crazy people who are like 16 and 17, and then you got the rugged diehards who are like 25, 26, and then by the time you reach 30, it's like, why are they still doing that? How could they're just like over the hill at that point? But I don't know, maybe there are some professional 30-year-old StarCraft 2 players, but yeah, I don't know. We will see. Well, there definitely probably will be a few, but most of them definitely in that 20 to 25 range and earlier than 20 range. Oh, moving around. The Marines are going to be waiting. Can he go around the other side though? So this Reaper just going to be doing a bit of damage, hoping to pull them over so he can send his other Reaper up. There it goes, but the Marines coming straight back, and with some nice micro, managed to take it down to very low health. So great job there by Polt, and this Reaper, man, is not going to be getting out of there. Not at all. Managed to get off one shot before it died, but we've got the ultimate harassment trifecta here. Not really a trifecta, because he's, well, actually, no, he's not going for Hellions, he's going for Banshees, but it looks like he's going for a ton of Marines to back up that Banshee play. And MMA, meanwhile, he's already got an expansion up. He's getting a fast missile turret. Man, this guy obviously has some idea of what's going on. So, very, very nice. I guess he saw the fast start, but he's going for his own Banshee play as well by the looks of it. Maybe a Raven, actually. He may be going for Raven. We have seen, I think, MMA go for Ravens against Terran players when he knows this sort of craziness is coming up. And there we go. There is the Raven coming out. He's already got a Viking out. He just needs to get some vision over there. And this SCV is going to go down. The question is, that Banshee could actually take that out, man. If it, that would suck. I mean, it's just a reactor, but it would definitely suck. And here's some free worker kills for the Banshee. It's got to be careful to stay out of range of the missile turret, because then, of course, the Viking can shoot it in the face. But this Banshee getting a lot of kills. 6 kills. I think they're pretty much all worker kills. The reactor finally going down, and another SCV going down for good measure. But Polt has the timing on that Raven coming out, decides to back off. And the second Banshee coming out, not going to be as effective anymore. I mean, once you got a Raven Viking combo, It's pretty much not going to work. Oh, there it goes. Boom. And instantly going to be cloaking and running the hell out of there because that is not going to work anymore. So Polt, Banshee's doing a bit of damage right there. Getting about 6 workers, but MMA still in a pretty good position. Yes, he's lost 7 workers versus 1, but he's still pretty good because he got that early command center, of course. He got this way quicker than Polt did, so that gives him the advantage. We've got the Widow Mine coming up. We don't have that much ground. I mean, he's been taken into the Hellions, which is nice for a bit of harassment, and the Banshee as well, but I don't know, man. That's a lot of Marines that Polt got out, and he's got a tank as well, so the Hellion's not going to be all that effective at all. Widow Mine, oh, takes out a lot of Marines, but the tank is still there. And suddenly, man, Polt is in a bit of trouble here, sending out all of those SCVs to try and help out. And the Marines doing a lot of damage. The Hellions, though, are taking out a lot of Marines. I don't think that tank... I think that tank may have been focused on the Hellions, but it may have been focused on the bunker as well. And that definitely would be a mistake if it was focused on the on the bunker. So here we go. MMA going out with his own Banshee harass, hoping to even out the worker numbers a little bit. He's got a timing gap. He can get in here. The missile turret is not up yet. So he can kill a ton of workers here if he gets his shit together really, really quickly. But he's got to get his shit together. The missile turret almost up. And he's going to be taking out some workers. He does not realise. Well, he knows now that the missile turret is up there. He can go up there. He's got a bit of time to get those ones as well. But he's gonna be hitting them. He's taken out 5 workers, which is not too bad. That's as many as the other Banshee got from the other side, and he's going to keep going. 7 Banshees so far, and another Banshee in here actually hitting some tanks. Very, very, very nice play. I don't know where all the Marines are, but yeah, there's losing quite a lot of workers here. So we're down to 9, but somehow MMA lost 12. I think he lost the rest of them when those tanks and the Marines all came at the front line, and he had to get a whole ton of workers out to defend the bunker. He probably lost a ton there, but here we go. Scan. Banshee is going to get destroyed. Absolutely destroyed right there. So he's lost 2 Banshees total. But I feel like it's probably pretty even. I mean, losing an extra Banshee, losing all this other stuff, but 16 workers, blah, 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 blah. MMA, man, he's still looking pretty good. On paper, he's still looking pretty good. I mean, he's looking 89 over 83. He's only 3 workers behind. Sorry, 3 workers ahead. MMA's 3 workers ahead. So he's looking pretty good. But I'm a bit worried about MMA because of this tank numbers and because of the Marine numbers. So Polt obviously has the potential for that a bit earlier. But maybe MMA's not in that bad of a position. He is running a lot of Hellions though, and he's running this. So he's going full mech against the Marine tank build of Polt. And it's going to be interesting because, of course, Hellions are going to shred Marines, especially with this blue flame upgrade, and I really don't think that Polt has enough tanks to shred that Hellion force. I really, really don't. I mean, tanks, they're great versus Marines. They shred them. These guys, not so much shred them. They do a fairly decent amount of damage. I mean, 3-4 hits to a Hellion, they will take them out. But it's not just going to be awesome amounts of just complete carnage like it would be versus Marines. So I feel like Polt is not going to be ready for this many Hellions coming out. And they will soak up a lot of siege tank damage. They're actually doing a lot of they're doing a lot of damage as well, man. The blue flame on the tanks doing so much damage, and MMA managing just to get out so many of them in such a short amount of time. You can see the Hellions with the medevac, stupidly good versus the Hellions. Really, really good. And that's going to be a cue for Polt to go for a lot more Marauders right there. And yeah, definitely Marauders are going to be his best friend right now when he's going against a full mech army from MMA. So the more mech, the more Marauders he can get, the better off he's going to be. And we'll see how these Marauders do. They've got the high ground advantage here. They've got a lot of forces, and any Hellions coming up this ramp are going to be shredded. But we can't discount the tank forces of MMA. Marauders coming out. But look at this, the point defense drones from the Raven, soaking up so much of the Marauder fire. The tanks finishing them off. Tanks, of course, doing bonus damage to armored, so they do a very good job against the Marauders, and they really just shredded those Marauders. And in the end, Polt, given the GG, he had the Marauder numbers, And he countered the Hellions beautifully, but he did not counter the tanks. And we saw that he went for a bit of a stim run in to try and snipe the tanks. There were about 4 tanks there. I didn't like his chances of sniping all of them. He might have gotten a couple, but the point defense drone at the perfect location right there soaked up all the Marauder fire, and not a single tank went down, I don't think. Not a single tank. And yeah, the Marauders, man, as soon as the point defense drone went down, they just said, oh, screw this, and they all died. So there we go. Great job there by MMA, using a bit of an unconventional force this early in the game. The full mech, the Hellions plus tanks, usually you see a bit of Hellbat stuff, but it's going straight for Hellions. I mean, it worked out alright, did a pretty good job, and the blue flame really just blew everything away. I mean, Polt came in there with the Marine tank, and Marine tank just was not going to stand a chance. Even blue flame was roasting tanks at that point. It was doing a phenomenal amount of damage. And of course, we have to mention MMA's just macro, man. I mean, he just went nuts, got a stupendous amount of Hellions out in a very, very short amount of time, which really gave him the advantage in turning around Polt's attack. And there we have it. That has been your Daily Masters for today. Hopefully, my BattleNet launcher starts working at some point. It's been failing for like the last week or two. It's actually quite funny. I've been playing offline for the last week or two to cast replays. I finally got it working today. It went in and it updated Starcraft, but it didn't update it properly. It had like a incomplete update, which means that my Starcraft 2 installation could no longer play offline. So that's why I had to get the 3 or 4 month old copy of the installation, copy it over, and then run that in offline mode. But man, oh man, oh man. I don't know if it's my internet or if it's my firewall or if it's just Blizzard, but fix it. Anyway, moving on. This has been Hairy Muppet. I hope you enjoyed this game. I will catch you guys later. This has been Hairy Muppet.